City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.
Kia ora, tonight on City News. A bumper holiday season is being reported by local accommodation providers and tourist attractions. We hit the streets to find out more. Country in the Park and the Lakefront Car Show entertain at the weekend, and we host another successful Bailey's National Sevens tournament. Local accommodation providers and tourist attractions are reporting a bumper holiday season. Tourist Industry Association figures show Rotorua on a 5-year high, with December figures up over 10% on last year. International visitor numbers are also up, with many coming from Australia and Europe. With this in mind, our cameras went around town to find out what you've been up to these holidays.
Went to the lakes, mostly at the lakes, and spending a lot of my time. I go to the library a lot because I do research, investigative studies, and that carries on too. But yeah, meeting people and going to the markets. Kudo Park Market is important, and yeah, Thursday night market, sometimes Saturday night market. But.
So did you do anything fun over the holidays?
Yeah, myself and some friends went down to Cambridge to the lake there and just took the boat out for the day. So
How have your holidays been?
Good, yeah, very good.
And what have you been doing on holidays?
Looking for a job.
You have been looking for a job.
Yeah.
You
moved here.
I suspect that, you weren't to Lycle, so where have you moved from?
Ireland, Dublin.
Ireland to Dublin?
Yeah.
How long are you here for?
1 year. One year visa.
Yeah, very nice. So what job do you imagine you'd get over these holidays?
I'd like to do anything that's business orientated because I have a business background, so.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Any New Year's resolutions?
Just keep winning.
Have you been doing anything exciting on your holiday?
Just drinking, sitting at the beach.
Drinking, sitting at the beach. Any New Year's resolutions?
Not really.
No?
No. I had one, but I failed.
What was it? What was your resolution?
Cut down on my drinking.
We've been visiting friends and driving around near the East Cape.
Are you from Rotorua?
No, I'm from Darwin in Australia.
How do you enjoy our country or city?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is?
Yeah.
Any New Year's resolutions?
Keep dancing.
Keep dancing?
Yeah.
Perfect.
We went to the beach yesterday and had a swim. Yeah. I went hunting, fishing, did a lot of cool stuff like that.
Yeah. So how are your holidays?
Great, thanks, yeah.
Have you been doing anything quite exciting?
Yes, did Tongariro crossing yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you from New Zealand?
I am. I'm from Christchurch.
You're from Christchurch?
But I live in the UK, yeah.
You do live in the UK?
Yeah.
What do you think of our city?
That's cool. We only just arrived here last night, but yeah.
And a healthy breakfast I see this morning? Breakfast / lunch? Yeah.
Always
Classic,
a healthy,
yeah.
Any New Year's resolutions?
Not eat as many pies.
Not to eat, but this is the first one of the year, right?
No.
No. And you?
Eat more pies.
The Government Gardens was alive with the sounds of Nashville yesterday as the Geyserland Country Music Club held its annual Country in the Park event. The free country music gig showcased members of the Geyserland and Phoenix Country Music Clubs. Geyserland Country Music Club Secretary and event organiser Julie Hill says Country in the Park was an opportunity for members to perform to a wider audience, as well as promoting fantastic talent with singers of all ages. And locals were also out at force at the weekend at the annual Lakefront Car Show organised by the Rotorua Vintage Car Club. The Vintage Car Club show is the club's annual fundraiser for St John o Rotorua, with around 200 cars from across the Upper North Island on show, raising $1,000 this year for St John. In sport tonight, the Waikato men's team and Auckland women's teams have won national titles at the Bailey's National Sevens held at the International Stadium at the weekend. The two-day tournament attracted thousands and is the second time Rotorua has hosted the event. Waikato won the men's final 38-19 against 2014 champions Wellington, and Auckland won the women's final 29-14 against 2014 champs Manawatu. To your weather update now. Tonight, mainly fine with the chance of showers, light winds and an overnight low of 12. Tomorrow, Tuesday, mainly fine with the chance of showers, light winds, a high of 25 and a low of 11. And looking out to Wednesday, fine spells with the chance of showers, southerlies developing, a high of 25 and a low of 12. In the marine weather forecast for tomorrow, variable 5 knots becoming northerly 10 knots for a time in the afternoon and evening, with waves less than half a metre, and it will be mainly fine but the odd shower during the afternoon or evening, possibly heavy and thundery with poor visibility. Coming up on City News, we find out what's new at the Astronomical Society, and we join Mark Spijkerbosch on the Rotorua Arts Trail and check out the World War I commemoration sculptures.
Kia ora everybody. Well, space is filled with a billion mysteries, and some people who are very passionate about finding out more and exploring our universe are the good people from the Rotorua Astronomical Society. I'm joined now by Ken Blackman and Heather Cameron. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
So you're very excited. There's a lot happening out there at the moment. What are some of the big issues on the calendar that we should be looking out for at the moment?
Well, the current one, of course, is Comet Lovejoy. It's one of 3 comets that I know about that discovered by an Australian chap, Lovejoy, which is, fortunately, he's had the comet named after him.
Sure it wasn't a Kiwi and they just stole it. They're good at doing that.
Probably was. Bound to have been.
I reckon.
Yeah, so that's the current one at the moment, and like all comets, of course, it gets hyped up in the media and people have great expectations of something that's blazing glory across the sky, but unfortunately it's not like that. Some people probably won't even see it because you'll need at least a pair of binoculars to see it.
Does it have the comet tail?
No, unfortunately it doesn't.
Oh, so it's would be a very bright star to the untrained or unknowing eye.
Like a blob. It would look like a fuzzy blob through the
Yes.
through your binoculars or the telescope.
But it's very dim too.
But it must excite you because it's not coming around again for another 8,000 years, so this is your one chance.
Yeah, that's right. If it does come back again.
Wow.
Some people think that it may just be a one-off visitor.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
So what was it, Heather? We'll introduce you now and tell us about your love for space. Where did it come from?
It started, I can't really remember a time that I wasn't interested in it, but I think it really got going when I was about 13 years old, and possibly because of Halley's Comet. And that was sort of 1985, 86, and then it just sort of grew from there, and lately in the last few years I've got back into it. It's just one of those things, I guess the sky's always there, and it's just something that I'm passionate about, and I enjoy, I guess, bringing it into the community so it's available for everyone, using either your naked eye or just a cheap pair of binoculars that you know people can use, and backyard astronomy.
Well, we're very blessed here though, aren't we? Because I actually was speaking to somebody who loves stars and has loved them all her life, working with the likes of NASA and some of the big organisations. She moved to New Zealand because of the clear skies.
Okay.
So we're pretty lucky here.
Yeah.
So for anybody that would like to get involved or become part of it, come along and get involved this year.
Certainly.
How can they do that?
Okay, well they can find us on Facebook. Just if they just search for Rotorua Astronomical Society, they'll find us on Facebook. The other thing they can do is if they're not on Facebook, because not everyone is, they can email us at rotorua.astronomy@gmail.com, or else they can just come along to our meetings, which is the first Wednesday of every month at 7:30 at Rotorua Arts Village.
Oh, neat.
Okay.
Oh, neat. So when they do come along, what kind of things are they going to experience, or how will they explore the universe with your society?
Well, we often have one of us will do a presentation. The next one is in March, I think, and it's me, so I better get my skates on. It's about the sun. So I'm just doing a PowerPoint about the sun. But there, Ken does a lot of presentations for us on various different things, and so we'll have generally something like that, and then we'll possibly, if it's fine, we'll go out and observe. So it's just a sort of a monthly get-together where we can touch base and decide what we're going to do for the next.
All people enjoying the same thing, celebrating the same beauty of the universe.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. The other thing we can do is not very far from here in Linton Park. It's often quite a good place to go observing, and we have access to that through the council. So we can put telescopes up on there at any time.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so
hopefully when you have your first marathon, telethon, telescope effort, you can invite us along.
Absolutely.
We'd love to come and have a look.
We'll do that, certainly.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you both very much for your time, and I'm sure we'll be hearing more from you throughout the year. We better get some comets booked to come and perform for us.
That's right.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
So we're at Sulphur Lake with Mark Spiker-Bosch, and he's going to take us on a little bit of a tour around the World War I centennial commemorations that have been placed here from local artists and those from overseas as well. So Mark, we'd love to go for a bit of a journey with you, so lead the way.
Okay, well, we had 17 artists arrive 2 weeks ago, responding to a call for artists as, hey, we've got a sculpture trail here in Rotorua, brand new, and let's fill it. So the theme has been, or the theme is, the returning soldier. So we have an outdoor exhibition over the next 3 months of 17 quite different artworks. Very, very fitting that they be here. Yeah.
Nice, okay, well then let's go and have a look at them each.
Cool.
So Mark, who was this artist that created this piece, and what does it represent?
This is Rory McDougall from Hokitika, and he's created something very, very special. The theme being the returning soldier. Well, he's paying homage to those soldiers who returned only in spirit. So we've got this lovely negative space, a tranquil setting behind it. He's thought about light. It's a monumental feel. So yeah, very, very special piece. I think when I've seen people who understand the kaupapa or thinking behind this, you can see the emotion welling up in your eyes. So it's a very, very special tribute. This is carved by a local artist, sculptor, Nitane Singh Lagar, and he's talking about comradeship in the war. How when you're out on the field, it's not about those who have made the decisions to go into battle, it's about those who are actually in battle, and how we rely upon our comrades. So it's a very, very special salute, I guess, to
Well, they only had each other, really, did they?
well, they did. I guess that's what the thinking is behind this piece. So that's very, very special. It takes you into the battlefield, and it's about comradeship, and you can just imagine how that would be.
Absolutely.
So this is a piece by our local talent also, Rake Kingi. And Rake normally uses wood, but he's taken on a piece of Oamaru stone here, and he's carved a piece which says, "See you soon." So that's very, very poignant. And you can imagine our people leaving for battle, and this is kind of a, well, see you soon. For many, obviously, that wasn't to be the case. So that's a wonderful take on it. Well done, Rake. It's beautiful, beautifully crafted. So here's a piece from local sculptor Trevor Nathan. He's used New Zealand black marble, which comes from Tākaka, beautiful hard stone. He's polished it up beautifully. And the piece is entitled Te Hokinga, which is about that sense of returning, coming home. And it sits on an Oamaru stone base, and it's in a lovely setting here. It's very appropriate. It has a kind of a Zen garden feel about it, water on both sides, so very appropriate, yeah. So this is a piece by a Northland artist called Will Nakuru, and I know it's been a favourite for a lot of people. He's used makrokapa and traditional carving methods to create this waka, this journey. It's entitled Continuum, and it works so well with a copper inlay there that allows water to spill across the stone. It's a lovely fine art piece, and luckily we've installed it in a place where it's sheltered from the sun and other things. There's been a lot of interest in this piece. Yeah. Actually, he's used clay to burn different imagery throughout the base of the waka there, and it's an absolutely stunning artistic piece. So.
It even has an interesting name, Mark, Continuum?
Continuum, yes. It's quite a higher concept. Yeah. You know, it's talking about the linkages and the ethereal nature of these two mediums, and it's about that journey, isn't it?
Nice.
So yeah, very, very nice, beautiful. So this is a piece from Jocelyn Pratt, who comes from Rotorua, actually originally from Hokitika. It seems that a third of our artists at some point in their lives have lived in Hokitika and then working with stone. So it's the anchor stone. It's carved out of Hinawera stone, and it represents that grounding, that sense of place, that our anchor. Yeah. So you'll see there's a cross in the little portal that looks across the lake in the ring there. So it's a lovely organic shape. It really sits well here, reflecting. And I've seen lots of younger people too engaging with it, sitting in it, on it, and you just can't resist touching it. It's beautiful. Yeah. So this is a piece from Peter Akurangi, who's from Whakatane, a very, very talented man, and it pays homage to the Maori soldiers who fought in World War I, and this is the badge that they carried, pioneers, and it's in a lovely little nook niche here. And Peter also has a Pacifica background too, and I think that kind of shows in the piece also. So it's stunning. It's a compelling, a very appropriate image.
Just stay right there, Rotorua. We'll be back after the break with more sculptures to view.
So here's a piece from Glebos Chavenko. He was our guest artist from Penza in Russia. And you can see a very European styling, our three soldiers there. A lot of energy about this piece. And Gleb has entitled it Breaking Through, as simple as that. So it's certainly a different take, not what we are used to so much perhaps in New Zealand. So wonderful to have that European Russian connection in this gallery.
You can almost see this one moving, can't you? They're about to take this step forward, you're just waiting for them to take the next step.
It's a very energetic piece. So when you approach it from the bridge, you come around the corner and it strikes you. There's a lot of movement and emotion in there. I think he's done a wonderful job of it. Okay, so here's our winning piece by Anna Korva. She's from Taranaki, and she is a rising, if not risen, star in the New Zealand sculpture scene. She's entitled this piece The White Mouse, which obviously is our Nancy Waite, the spy from World War I. And it's about women in war also, and the role they played, a very pivotal role. So she's found black Italian marble, which was rescued from a bank or something was demolished in Auckland years ago, and she's created this contemporary figurine to represent our white mouse. So we're very, very pleased that this has become a permanent part of Rotorua's art collection. So there we go, our winner. So here's a piece carved by local talent again, Ngatanihira Tapona. He's had quite an amount of international experience in his career, and he's turned up with a piece of swamp kauri. I couldn't tell you the age of it right now, but at least 20,000 years old. And he's paying homage to the nurses of the war and the linkage with mahuika and the flame from the fingernails. A very, very spiritual take, if you like, and so nice to have the nurses represented here because obviously 100 years ago they were looking after our returned soldiers. So yes, it stands in front of the bridge. It's a wonderful place to have his piece. We're very proud of it. So here we are, a very substantial contemporary looking piece by Jamie Pickenell, our local sculptor. Jamie's created a tank trap, which is more of a World War II take, but what a wonderful place to have it here with our open space. It's a very substantial piece, as you can see. And he's recalling the days in Kuro Park when we had a tank in there that the kids used to climb into, and I was one of those kids as well. And that's what's behind Jamie's thinking on this piece. It's connected to the earth by about 4 millimetres of steel, which is a nice thought that it's actually floating here. And already I've seen children climbing all over it. So it's in a lovely park setting, and that, although not World War I related as such, it is all about war and the experience of war. So well done, Jamie, for that fresh take, and what a wonderful piece. So here's a piece by Taranaki artist Steve Molloy, and one of Steve's special tricks, or his claims to fame obviously, would be that he would arrive at a symposium like this, and he spent the first 2 days wandering around getting scrap steel from different suppliers. And wow, if these pieces didn't present themselves. And so he's turned up with an organic kind of a plan of putting a piece together. Obviously it's very war specific, and it's been created organically, I guess you'd say, from local materials.
Well, look, thank you so very much, Mark, on taking us on that commemorative walk for the centennial and of World War I. It's been an absolute pleasure to see all these pieces come together, and sure. You'll be sorry, and I think Rotorua will be sorry once they're sold and in some hands of people who just absolutely are inspired to buy them. So when will they go on sale, and when will we see them leave?
Well, for those pieces that do sell, there is provision that they stay here until middle of March, actually, so that we get the opportunity for the next 3 months to enjoy them before they do get moved on. But the artists, we're all in general agreement that before a piece leaves, they'll carve something else that that can replace it, of similar size and nature. So we've got a trail that. Let's not be too sad about losing some of these pieces, because it's going to be a constant revival and refreshing of the artworks, which is a fantastic thing. So this place is alive, well and truly.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for your time. Rotorua, come down here to Sulphur Lake and enjoy what is a absolutely brilliant commemorative trail walk around the World War I centennial commemoration. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Mark Speicherbosch and Melanie Groves on the Rotorua Arts Trail. If you have a story idea or would like to contact the station, you can phone 07 34 88 984 or email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for watching tonight. Pomaria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.